I'll wait and see how many 2 people come in. It's amazing. I've been stuck at 800, between 807 and 810 subscribers for like 7 months. And I get, on average, 40 views. It's freaking pointless. That's the point, though. Make you so discouraged that you think, what's the point of trying? Evil program. Anyway, I'll hold on for a minute or so. For a minute, still ain't nobody in here. I mean, nobody gets alerted to my lives. Nobody gets alerted to anything I do. I'm just freaking invisible. Come in, say what's up. Everybody says they want to hear me talk, but nobody comes in and talks. I get comments from 2 people, and that's about it. Total throttling of my channel. They've throttled my Facebook so much now that I can't sell anything. I don't even get calls anymore on selling stuff. I posted I've got night vision for one of my rifles that I purchased a couple years ago. It works pretty good. It's just kind of stupid. Mounts to the scope, and put it online for sale, and then they give me a strike saying it's a weapon or ammunition or it's something for violence, and I'm like, it's a looking device. It's no different than a pair of binoculars, and they give me a strike. You may lose your ability to sell things on Marketplace if you have this, if you advertise this for sale. So my money making, they've just about collapsed all my ability to make money now. It's finally run out since 2012. They've taken about all my abilities to generate revenue. That's the point, though, ain't it? To starve us out, to leave us with nothing. The reason I'm in the car today is, I told you guys I tried to file divorce papers on my ex-wife when she's running. She brags to my children, tell that son of a bitch I want a divorce. Get the paperwork done. I'm ready to sign it. F him. Just get the work. Just get the papers done and I'll do it. I don't care. I don't want to be married to that SOB. And then when the sheriff calls her on the phone, yes, Miss Townsend, I've got a subpoena for you for divorce. You're kidding. No, it's not a joke, ma'am. I really am a sheriff. Well, if you can find me, well, ma'am, we know you live in this certain county. No, I don't live there. I don't live there, and I'm not going to let you know. You're not going to catch me. This is what she's telling the sheriff. She wants the divorce from me. She wants the paperwork, except she's running for the freaking sheriff. And I did not know this in the state of North Carolina. After 3 attempts, what's up, Zoloft? After they make 3 attempts to serve a subpoena, they don't try anymore. They turn the paperwork back in. I said, what world are we in? So I went yesterday, and of course they don't tell you that. They don't say, well, after 3 tries, then we turn it back in. We don't try anymore. So for the last 4 months, I was assuming they're trying. When they're in the area, they'll walk by and knock on the door. They'll give her a call every once in a while. No. They just turn it in and say, screw you. So I know where she works. She works at my ex-best friend. I found out he was screwing my wife years ago and decided we weren't going to be best friends anymore. So she works with him on Wednesdays. So I said, well, okay, fine. I'll go to Catawba County and I'll fill the paperwork and I'll get her served there. So I had to go to Caldwell County first and fill out all the paperwork. And I go over to the sheriff's office and I'm sitting in the lobby and you guys don't understand how targeted I am. As soon as my name hits the computer, it's like it's like when people talk about Bigfoot in the woods. Everything goes quiet. The crickets stop chirping. The birds start singing. Everything just stops. The wind stops blowing. Everything. When I go into a place and I give my name, everything goes silent. And then people start going everywhere. It's the most bizarre thing. I mean, I know that I'm on a terror watch list. That's one thing. But the way that people react. I go in there for a simple thing to turn in my paperwork to get my ex-wife served. That's it. It's that simple. The number 2 is who they get to come talk to me. Well, this is weird. Why is he dealing with this? This is civil. This isn't criminal. So I'm telling him, he said, well, you know where she lives? I said, but I don't have an address. I said, but I know where she lives at. Well, you sure? I said, well, yeah, I'm absolutely sure. My son-in-law told me that's where she lives. What's the apartment number? I don't know that, but the cop that I talked to last time was going to serve her. He told me that he knew where it was and he would do all he can. And he said, well, which one was it? And I told him which sheriff it was. And that's the guy I told you guys that smarted off at me at the lobby. He said, well, that's weird. He doesn't work the civil division. So I'm just going to assume a gang stalking sheriff took my paperwork and delayed me for another 6 freaking months of getting my divorce. Why would they do that? Well, here's the reason. My ex-wife, she's a Fed. She's a freaking narc. She's a rabbit or a bunny. They call gang stalkers bunnies. They're given a code in their phone. They're given GPS coordinates, and they're told what to wear. They all buy, and guess what? They all buy the same kind of cars, depending on the area and depending on the target. They all get the same kind of cars. Now, remember when I lived in Longview, I showed you guys the apartments behind my house. There was like 6 little 4-door red cars in the driveway. What kind of car you think my ex-wife went out and bought? With no credit, no job, and no money, she went and bought a brand new red Ford, not a Focus, but the one below that one. No job, no money. She goes out and gets a brand new little Ford car. It's so bizarre. And I'm not assuming that she's a gang stalker. She told my daughters that's what she does. She told my daughter she gets paid to go places she's directed and just show up. She's told to just go and walk around. They tell her what to wear. They tell her what car to drive. They tell her where to go. They tell her everything. It's just like with directed speech. They'll tell you, hey, go out and go to the cash register and start talking about getting a divorce. Well, here I walk into a convenience store or I walk into Dollar General, and then here's this woman describing what I'm doing on my day today. Divorce. Directed speech. And it pays very well. She ain't had a freaking job. She works 1 day a week, and all she does is answer the phones at my buddy's mechanic shop. That's it. 1 day a week. She's walking around pimped out in freaking gold, gets her nails and her hair did all the time. Living the good life. And the government's paying for a freaking apartment. I'm like, what the? You take me, who was a productive member of society, employed 9 people, put me on a terrorist watch list, and then they employ all these freaking drug addicts, all these goddamn the dregs of society. They pay them, keep them up, and then people like me are targeted daily. Anybody got something to say? Nobody wants to talk. 6 people in here. I can't get 4 more likes. Hit the thumbs up button at least. So anyway, I got the paperwork served, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how long it takes them. I mean, if they can only get her there on Wednesdays, and I gotta wait till next Wednesday. I mean, I literally wanted to get this done because if they can kill me or push me over the edge, because it's been on, guys. I have dealt with more psychological warfare the past 8 months than I have my entire time being targeted. The thought to skull is overwhelming. The you guys don't understand. With this AI, I knew before AI was announced that it was supercomputers targeting us and terrorizing us. I knew it was supercomputers doing it the whole time. And these wacko targeted individuals on Facebook, oh yeah, my handler, he sits on there 24 hours a day and just harasses me. He says, I can hear him on the microphone talking to me all day long. I was like, that's not how this works. What's that TV commercial? That's not at all how this works, Margaret. It's not how it works. There's not a human on that machine. It's not a human thought to sculling you. It's a freaking machine. It is the beast. I was watching the Tucker Carlson interview the other night with Kevin O'Leary. And Tucker was in his ass. Tucker crawled up inside him and stretched out, talking about these data centers. Literally, as you watch Kevin O'Leary, I saw him. It's like my discernment kicked in, and I saw him. He looked like a lizard. He literally looked like a lizard. He said, what a data center is, Tucker, is the more power we can feed it, the stronger the AI becomes. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, this dude is literally talking about giving the devil power. He was literally describing AI like it was a demonic being. The more power we give it, the more powerful it is. And then he would go back to, oh, we have to beat China. We have to beat China. China's coming to get us. We got to beat China. Everything was, we got to beat China. It's the most bizarre conversation. I mean, there are already rivers, lakes going dry all across America. I mean, everybody asked, 4 years ago, Bill Gates is buying all the biggest water aquifers in the country. I wonder what he's doing. The AI, these data centers are not 44,000. Really think that they need 44,000 acres to hold all of our data? It's not. It's not. These data centers are going to be, and they create one data center, an average size data center, whatever that may be, will create the same amount of heat as 3 nuclear bombs. Now, have you guys noticed that there's no more climate change? Climate change doesn't happen anymore. There's no such thing as global warming. You see, the climate change and global warming was used to steal people's property and to keep them from building, to keep them from having farms, to keep them from having, for keeping that private property, because they used eminent domain to steal all the land. So they used climate change and global warming to stop us from living our lives. So people like Kevin O'Leary and Bill Gates can roll on in and take the land. Now there's no such thing as global warming. We're perfectly safe. Carbon's great. Carbon's a good thing now. So now we can build data centers. And data centers are the mark of the beast. They are the weapons. I watched a video yesterday, and I know the whole deal. I know exactly what the video was showing because I've seen it before, but it was so obvious. This dude goes to the beach and he's got one of those big old magnets. He goes to the beach and he puts the magnet on the sand, and it's picking up all these micro metals, just all this micro metal because they're dumping so much on us. Boron and aluminum, heavy metals are dumping on us, and it's soaking in our skin, and a lot of graphite. So he puts that in the water, he puts that on the sand, picks it up, just big old clumps of just micro, just small particles, but it ended up looking large on the magnet. Then he puts that in a test tube, and he adds black water to it. And then he puts that down on a petri dish, and it has a magnet. Puts the magnet underneath it, and you can see the metals just stand up. And he's dragging the metals around, and it literally looked like, what was that movie? It had the chick from the Black, what's her name? Black Widow from the Marvel show. Well, she was in that one movie. God, I just forgot the name of the movie. Anyway, she had this black graphene stuff in her bloodstream. Alice, or was it Alice? No, not Alice. Dang, it was just on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, all that stuff's in us. It's all in us, and it works off frequency. 6G, 5G is a weapon. 6G is going to be controlling all this stuff that's in our bloodstreams. They can control our minds. And when I tell you, dude, mind control has been perfected. It's perfected. They're moving on now to full body control. They control anything the human body. If they want to, we are nothing more than a puppet now. Lucy, that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Tyler. It was right on the tip of my tongue, and then I thought Alice. I was like, because I heard somebody say Alice earlier. Lucy's the movie. But They can control the entire human body. Controlling the mind's one thing. But imagine when your body starts working opposite of what your mind's telling it to do. So, I don't want to say for sure, but how do you explain Donald Trump? Do you think he was just always evil? It was no war. And other people who know the MK Ultra program, they know the mind control technology. They look at him and you can tell he's literally being mind controlled. He's being controlled. I mean, I watched. You guys remember the video come out? I think last year, year before last, with Mitch McConnell standing up. He just come out. He comes out of He comes out of the skiff and he's getting ready to start talking. And he starts mumbling and he says something he's not supposed to. And then one of his handlers just goes up and taps him on the wrist and he just goes silent. It's like they turned him off. They turned him off. Nothing. And we got these city boards, these council meetings, where 3 people are in charge of what happens in the whole community, yet these 3 people are told, you're going to vote for the data center, or we're going to pay you, or we'll kill you. And then no data centers get shut down. And then we got people like that jackass that runs BlackRock, Larry Fink. Well, you know, we're worried about our data centers. How we know the American people are going to take drones and blow them up? We're going to be targets. Well, I wish the American people had that many guts. I wish the American people had balls that big. We already know, because remember right now, deaths are up 900% in America because of the jab. My buddy was just talking to me. I just went and seen him for the first time. I've seen him in probably a year. One of my best friends, longest friend. He said, yeah, man, I'm really worried about prostate cancer. All my buddies are dying from it. I said, they get the jab? And he looked at me. He said, well, I did. I said, what? He said, yeah, my family told me I did. He said, and then the company I worked with said if I did not get it, they were going to cancel my health insurance. So he was forced to get the jab. Now, you can detox from it. You can detox from it and get a lot of that out of your system. I had this thought 30 years ago when, actually it was probably when I was 8 years old, when the AIDS epidemic, when Fauci created the AIDS epidemic. I said, why can't we just clean blood? Why can't we just purify blood? Run it through our bodies and run it through a filter and then pop it back in. Well, there are guys now that are doing that. They're purifying blood. And they're getting these huge fibrous matter out of people's bloodstream. They claim it's a blood clot, but it's long and it's white. He said some fibrous matters are like 4 feet long in people's bloodstreams. They call it myocarditis, but all myocarditis is a blockage in the heart. When you got this fibrous crap, it looks like freaking silly putty in your veins. It's insane. And I tried so hard, but remember, they silenced us. So if you've got that stuff pulsing through your veins, not only do you have this fibrous matter building up, you need to see if you can get a blood clean. It's literally like an oil filter. They're cleaning people's blood. Google it if you haven't seen it. It's awesome. The blood goes in dark red. It looks like burnt motor oil, but when it comes out, it's a light pink color, the color that blood should be. And that's why now at a lot of these plasma centers, if you have pure blood, they're paying more for non-vaccinated blood, because I think it's like what, 70 stupid people. And like my buddy, I've got 2 or 3 been my friends for many, many years. I don't have to talk to them every year. If I see once every 5 years, we pick right up where we left. And every one of them are like, you were right. You were, how did you know? Read your Bible. Pharmacia is no different than witchcraft. You got to start eating healthy. You got to start being healthy, folks. It's just my targeting. Physically, I don't hurt as bad as I used to. They take the weapons they were using on my body, and I'm not in that big power center. That EMF doesn't hit me as bad because I don't have any EMF around me. Since I'm off grid, that's taken away the physical weapons, the ones that hurt my body. But the mental weapons, the frequencies, the mind control, it's I'm just going to tell you guys this. Whether you love me or hate me, and a lot of you hate me, and that's okay. The fact that I'm on here talking to you right now is a miracle, because there were many, many nights that I was done. When they turn it on and they start, it's just, you can't, it doesn't stop. It's just non-stop. It's non-stop noise. It's 10, 20, 30 voices or thoughts in my head. Just death and destruction and self-harm, just non-stop, never-ending, just destruction. And it is so hard. And it's even harder because with targeted individuals, they isolate us. They want us to be completely alone. They separate you from your support systems. And not only that, when they separate you, then they turn those people against you. And when you try to tell them, listen, this is what's happening, well, you're just crazy. And then people fear what they don't understand. It's like with Tina. She tells me she believes me, and then when I say it's happening, I don't get to use it as an excuse. But when it benefits her, oh, it's probably just targeting. I mean, they're hacking phones like never before. For the past 2 weeks, they could just turn my phone off where it won't charge. It just won't charge. And they've done this. How many phones have I had? I've had, 15, 20 phones the past 3-4 years? Well, they just make my phone not work. They just make it where it doesn't charge anymore, or just turn the screen off. We are so screwed, and I'm telling you, this AI is moving so fast. There's nothing they don't control. They control everything. They control everyone. And I don't know what to do. We are in the end times. We're there. And nobody will listen. Nobody will listen. I mean, the people that know me, what's my track record? What is my track record on telling the truth? What's my track record on telling you what's happening? Everything that's happening today that's in the news about technology, I told you about 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I told you all about this technology. You're just crazy. They talk about MK Ultra and V2K on the news every day. Just Scott Pelley from NBC or ABC, one of them, he was on there and he had Havana syndrome. And here's the deal. I told you guys about Havana syndrome in 2012. You know the first report of that, besides me, 2014, and CIA agent in Cuba reported Havana syndrome. 2014. I mentioned it in 2012. You're just crazy. And even the CIA, when they talk about it, they're not even telling the truth. Oh, Russia did it. Russia did it. No, it wasn't Russia. It's our government doing it. Well, they got attacked in the embassy in Cuba. The U.S. government tested syphilis on the black population. The U.S. government's dropped nuclear bombs on Americans. The U.S. government's done all this stuff to us. There's no other country doing it. I mean, Putin got on TV the other day and said, listen, the Western people, Russia is not your problem. Russia is not your enemy. It's the vampires among you that run you, the elites that want your blood. I'm sure that Putin has offed a lot of people in his way. But if you look at Russia now, they are what we were in the Industrial Revolution. Their streets are full. They've all got brand new cars. They're living the good life. When we did sanctions on them, they got wealthier. Their wealth went through the roof. Russia gorgeous, beautiful place. They're living like kings. And the American people are struggling to survive. I don't have any tortillas. I don't have any cheese. I'm on my last drink when I get to the house. I got about a quarter gallon of milk. I don't have any mayonnaise because I eat the bare minimums. So it's tight, and they're not letting me. They're doing their best to keep me from generating revenue. They're doing everything they can to keep me from being able to survive. It's like Tina with this car. She went and bought that Jeep, and she didn't have nowhere to park it. She's like, you can just use my car, honey. Because since your truck ain't got any tires on it, because I don't have any tires on my Ranger, I don't have any tires on my Bronco, and both of them need a lot of work. She's like, listen, you just drive the car, no big deal. I patched her front tire. I put a plug in it 2 months ago. It's been perfect the whole time she drove it. The first night she left it at my house, I come out the next day and the front tire's flat. The plug was perfect for 2 months, and then the first night I have it, it's flat. It's never ending. It's nonstop. Anyway, 1 comment and 2 thumbs up. That's all you can give me. That's it. That's all you can offer me. Thanks anyway. You guys want to come back? Let me know. God bless. See ya.